Listen, this next comic, sadly enough, I haven't, yeah, thank you, humans, I said that earlier, fucker. All right, sadly enough, I haven't seen this woman perform a whole lot. And that's sad for me because I think she's really funny. I think she's a wonderful talent. Everybody, here she is. Put your hands together for Nisma Baig. Come on, y'all. Give it up. Come on.
Shake your ass. Watch yourself. Shake your ass. Show me what you want.
Hello. You can't see anything right now. Wow. Okay, so like he said, I'm new to comedy, and what I realized is that it's kind of like when I first started having sex. 4 to 8 minutes of awkward laughter. So be prepared for that. But speaking of preparation, I feel like I'm 29 years old and I'm single, and I don't think the world has adequately prepared me for dating. I used to have this game called Dream Phone. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it. Yeah. So if you're not familiar with this game, it's a board game and it has this telephone in the middle. And what's supposed to happen is your dream date's supposed to give you a call, and you roll the dice, and he's like, oh, meet me at the mall. And you like go 2 steps towards the mall, and you meet him for ice cream, and that's how it was supposed to work. But I think that Mattel or whoever brought out this game didn't do any reality testing, and I think that there needs to be an accurate dream phone game where there's like actual dream phone dudes that make real calls. Like you roll the dice and the phone just like doesn't ring for 3 days, and you can like and you land on like a spot where it's like check to see if your phone still works, or like you're sleeping and it's like 2 a.m. the phone starts ringing and it's like this dude mumbling about a burrito and like wanting to hook up. Or the Indian version, which is my favorite, a Sunday afternoon where the phone rings and your mom is on the line saying that your cousin has a crush on you. So, yeah, no reality testing, and let me tell you, dating is tough. I'm single, I'm 29, and you know, my mom fucking hates it. I try to explain it to her because I love being a comedian, but she really doesn't understand why I have to be weird like that. And she's like, please stop being weird on dates. And I was like, well, Mom, I wanted to like give her an analogy. And I was like, you know, when girls look at guys who are funny, it's like comparable to when guys look at girls with big boobs. So basically, I have man boobs. And I lead with them on my dates, and she gets really upset at this analogy because she hates me saying man boobs because she's like, you probably say that on your dates. And I go, I do actually. It's a line. But it's easy to calm my mom down. I just have to remind her that I'm a doctor. Now, I'm not really a doctor, I'm a lawyer, but I have a Juris Doctor, which in Indian mother dreamland means that I have become the perfect Indian daughter, and she can die happy. So I just remind her that I'm a lawyer. And you know, I don't mind being a lawyer. I kind of like it. I thought that going to law school, I'd learn some stuff and maybe make a little bit more money, none of which is happening. But I didn't realize that my conversations with people would change dramatically. Everyone keeps coming up to me like wanting to commit crimes. Like, I didn't realize how many wannabe criminals there are in my life, but there's always 2 scenarios. There's always this one person who's just like, Niz, I need you to help me commit tax fraud, like embezzlement, some kind of like financial, like white collar shit, because they know I got no muscle to like rob a bank or something. And and I was like, listen, you do not want me to be the mastermind behind your tax fraud. I did not go to law school to do math. I had to use the calculator to add 5 plus 7 yesterday. The second scenario is usually somebody will just give me a hypothetical, and they're just like, what do you think? And I'm like, Grandpa. That's breaking and entering, destruction of property, assault, and maybe even kidnapping. Can you just leave Dad alone? No, but I like being a lawyer. I like being single, and I think that it's interesting being single because I've learned a lot of things about deal breakers and how they're kind of different for men and women. I think that I have 2 instances where I was the deal breaker and he was the deal breaker. Let's start with him because in case I run out of time, I don't really want to go into when I was. But he was, he was the guy I met at the club, and he was friends with the DJ. I don't know if you guys know this guy who's friends with the DJ, but he's like, always like, he knows all of them, but he doesn't know how to DJ at all. But he always has a backpack full of like natty ices. So like, you know that like he's gonna be a cool dude, you know? So I'm like, yes, friends with the DJ, can't wait for this date. So my dream phone rings, and he's like, hey, I'm down the street in the red windowless van. And I was like, ha-ha! Thinking he was joking. He wasn't. So I walked 2 blocks like my dream phone game told me to, and I got into the red windowless van, and he just kept asking me if I was hungry, and I thought that was weird because we had discussed dinner plans and that they were not mentioned. And I kept going, listen, I'm not hungry, please don't murder me in your van. We got to the venue, I'm alive and well, and he keeps asking Niz, are you hungry? And I was like, no, I ate. It's 10 p.m. And he goes, because I brought you some chicken. And he pulls out this marinated chicken breast out of his pocket and hands it to me. And he goes, my mom made this. And it's in a little plastic baggie, and it has like all the juices. It's not even like the drumstick that's like fried. And so that was my deal breaker. Like, I really wanted to up my standards a little bit, maybe like a plate. I don't know. But there have been times where I've been the deal breaker for some dudes. I thought throwing up on a guy would be a deal breaker, but apparently it's not. Because I went on this date with this guy and I was 80% sure I threw up on him. But I was like living in that 20%, you know, like maybe the dream phone will ring. And it rang. And we went out on a couple dates, and I was like, hey, like, that night was crazy. I must have gotten some throw up like near you. And he's like, no, you threw up all over me. All over my pants and my shoes, and you were asked to actually leave the restaurant. I was like, oh, wow. It was that bad. So that wasn't the deal breaker, and we continued to date, and we eventually started sleeping together. And apparently, this was the deal breaker. I'm a little enthusiastic in the bedroom, and I also don't accept feedback very well, or I've been told. And so I'm doing my thing, and he goes, whoa, you're like a rhino. And again, like, I don't accept feedback very well, so I decided to act like a rhino and just really embrace this criticism that I am so maturely accepting. And I don't even know what a rhino sounds like, but I succeeded. Because because he had never called me again. And so I have one more joke, but I don't know if I'm out of time. I am. So have a good night, everyone, and thank you so much.